I feel like mentally, I'm prepared, but obviously you can get better every day, and just every day in the film room and meeting room and out here on the practice field, just continue to get better, and that's all we can do.
What's your goal over the next 25 days?
Just to get better as a player all around and for this team to get better.
I just showed up to the huddle. Tell me about settling in Salt Lake City, altitude, new change of pace, things like that.
Well, the altitude was rough. I thought I was in shape when I first got to town, but I was in shape, but the altitude obviously was a little different. But, as far as now, after summer conditioning and everything, I feel ready to go, and I think I'll be ready to go, as camp goes on.
How much have you bought into Coach Whittingham? What is he like as a coach? What do you think he stands for?
He's a great coach, real family-oriented program, which was real big for me, when I was first arrived here. And I just feel like, he does a good job of looking after all of us, being hard on us. The strength staff are with those guys more often than anybody. I feel like they do a great job with us, developing us. And, it's real good to know that somebody's there trying to develop you as a player.
How much did your time here during spring, watching and observing, how much did that translate today for you?
It helped tremendously. Today I felt like, I jumped right in and, caught the ground running. I didn't feel, any mental errors or anything like that. Obviously, you can get better, with every play, but I just felt like, having the playbook and being settled in here at Utah so early, kind of gave me a head start on the playbook and things like that.
A lot of eyes are going to be on you and Travis. Have you been in a situation like this before?
Yes, last season. I was in the running for a three-way. Actually, it was three-way quarterback battle. I got hurt first day of training camp, so this is actually a good sign for me. Made it through day one, so just to be healthy and be back on the field is great for me.
Kendal, talk about texting with your offensive coordinator. Obviously, you guys are both new here. How did that start? How has your relationship built over time with Dave Christensen?
You mean just since I've been here, or?
Yeah, just in general. I mean, because there was.
We have a great, we have a great relationship, and when I arrived on campus, I kind of got some mental things from those guys. Once I was actually signed here and everything, I was able to get the playbook and do some mental things, and I think that really helped me today as far as mentally. That's 80% of the game right there.
Do you think you can get enough work in and make a challenge for the starting spot and progress at that rate, especially seeing how much experience Travis has?
Well, yes, I feel that way as a player. I think as any quarterback, you should feel that way. Obviously. But, as a competitor, I feel that way, and, that's up to the coaches to decide, but I'm just going to go out there and do my best every day and, continue to get better each practice.
You obviously didn't come here to sit and watch. What was it about this opportunity that stood out to you among the rest you may have had?
I think the main thing for me was just, the family environment I felt when I came here. I came on a visit with my family, and it was real family-friendly. And the offense, obviously Christian's had a proven offensive system. I feel like it fits my skill sets, and I really feel like I can thrive in that offense.
How comfortable are you with the receivers right now?
Very comfortable. Obviously, as camp goes on, you get more and more comfortable. But as far as today, I feel like we were all pretty much on the same page. There's little things within each play, but as far as each guy's ability and things like that, I feel like I'm pretty familiar with all of them.